Hi, today we're going to talk about 10 steps for you to create your own budget-friendly vacations with a few little hacks at the end of the video. Thank you for joining me. I am Roseanne with Travel with Roseanne, and I am happy to share with you a lot of tips around travel. And I'm a travel agent, and I can help book your trip if you'd like. But if you don't want to book your own trip and you really want to concentrate on a budget-friendly vacation, I'm going to help you do that. First of all, you need to plan your budget. It's super important to know what your budget is because it will really guide what you want to do. If I have a client that doesn't share their budget with me, it's hard to know if they want a high-end accommodation or if they just want an average accommodation. So knowing your budget and knowing how much you want to spend is really going to help you decide how you want to move forward, where you want to stay, what excursions you want to do. So that's really the first thing you need to do. Then once you have your budget, you can fill in all of the other steps. Because now you need to choose your destination. That's number 2. When you choose your destination, you want to figure out what is it that you want to do. A lot of the times, situations just come up for me like, oh, here's this trip to see the Northern Lights or Aurora Borealis. Come with us. And I'm like, okay. But a lot of times we're planning our own trip and we really don't know where to go. We want to go on vacation. So the first things, some of the things to consider are the weather, what you want to do, what do you like to do, and those types of things, because that could lead you someplace warm. It could lead you someplace cold. Do you like museums? Do you like the beach? Do you want to relax? All of those things come into considering where you want to go. The next thing, of course, is deciding your travel dates. What days do you want to go? So, the summertime is really busy, especially in Europe. Everyone's traveling in the summer. If you can travel on the shoulder periods, more like springtime and in the fall, you're going to be able to experience things differently with less people. There'll still be people, but it'll be less. And you're going to be able to experience the same things as you would in the summer in most places. So are you flexible with your dates? Those are something to consider, because if you are, you might want to stay away from traveling in the summer to those really high touristy areas. Now, when you're looking at your flights, you need to look at your flights and decide what days you want to travel. And that can really help you decide the dates that you want to travel, because if you travel on certain days of the week, you might have a lesser fare. So that's something to consider as well. If you travel on a Friday, your fare will be a little more expensive than if you decide to leave on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. And you want to compare prices. I have an app where I can go in and compare all the airlines and find different types of flights, but you can also do that as well on your own. The thing that I suggest around flights, though, this is really important, that you book directly with the airline that you choose. So, for example, if you go into Expedia and you're looking at flights there and you find a flight that you want, go into that airline specifically and book that flight, because if anything should go wrong, it's really hard to reconnect with Expedia and have them help you. It's really challenging. But the airlines, if you book it directly with the airlines, they can help you, no problem. And then also when you're looking for deals, you can also look at packages. There are a lot of packages out there. There's a lot of companies offering deals, tour group deals, cruise deals. I get a lot of opportunities to offer deals to my clients as well. But you can go out there and you can find deals. Cruises are always offering incentives. They really want to get you on a cruise, and the cruise can be a really great way to see the world. It's fun. You don't have to move your luggage around. It depends on what you want to do when you're considering all of your destinations. And when you're ready to check your accommodations and you're ready to book your room, make sure you check the reviews. Checking the reviews really gives you an idea if that accommodation has satisfied other guests. Those are really important to consider. And you want to make sure that your accommodation is as close to the city center as you can afford or that you want to do, because those are really important as well. I know that when I travel, I really want to make sure that I'm in the city center, because when you're in the city center, you can walk around at night, you have restaurants, you get to feel what it's like to be inside that city, and that's really fun. Staying out in the country has its advantages as well, but you want to make sure that you have a car so you can get around, because usually when you're in the country, there's not a lot of transportation. And number 7, you want to always make sure you review the cancellation policies, because those cancellation policies are going to really affect you if you need to cancel. So you can always go in, and the cancellation policies are usually really upfront. Make sure you review them and know what your rights are, because if you choose a certain rate, that might not have a cancellation available to you. But if you choose a different rate, you might have a bigger window of a cancellation policy. Now, number 8, oh my gosh, this is so important. Pack light. You know, there's a lot of people that bring their carry-ons on the airplane with them, and they are very light packers. I am not that light, but I do make sure that I bring one suitcase and one personal item and a purse. And I make sure that I'm able to physically carry my bag. So really make sure that when you go on a vacation, that you just bring one bag and that you're able to manage it, and that it's not too heavy, because you're going to go on vacation and you might buy souvenirs and you might want to bring stuff back. And if your suitcase is over 50 pounds for the majority of the time, you're going to have to take stuff out. And especially if you're going to Europe, the roads are a lot of cobblestones. It's really challenging. So I really recommend you really consider packing light and making sure that you can navigate and carry your own suitcase, because there's not going to be people to help you ordinarily. Another way for a very good budget-friendly trip is to use your reward points and your travel loyalty points. If you have those accumulated, those really help. I know before I started traveling a lot, I did use credit cards that were attached to hotels and airlines, and I got free hotels in a lot of places, and it was really fun. The one thing that I found though back then, I think it might be a little different now, is the hotels that I had my loyalty reward points with, which was Marriott. They didn't have a lot of hotels in the city center. So I ended up having to be kind of outside the city, and that's just not as fun according to me. But now the Marriott, they have partnered with lots of different hotel chains, and you can find hotels in the city center that are very reasonable, and you could use your points. And lastly, what's super important is make sure when you're booking your flights, when you're booking your hotels, that you make sure that the spelling of your name is correct, make sure your passport numbers are correct, the expiration dates. You really want to make sure that you get all the right information before you hit submit. That's really important. So those are some things that you really need to consider when you're trying to do a budget-friendly, or it doesn't even have to be budget-friendly, but if you're really wanting to plan your own trip, those are some ways to do it. And here are some quick little hacks that'll help you along the way as well. When you're booking a flight, you might want to go in incognito mode, because sometimes those airlines, they know that you have gone onto their website, and next thing you know, that $1,300 flight is now $1,450. So you might want to go into the incognito mode. You can also set price alerts, and that way you can get notified if the price goes down. If you have enough time and you want to be a little bit more creative, you can set a price alert, and when it gets to that price, then you could book your flight. You can do that as well. And when you're going and looking to book a flight, you might want to do it on the off-peak hours. So not do it in the middle of the day, Monday through Friday. If you kind of do something on a Tuesday, early morning or late afternoon, something like that, and that might be able to get you some better pricing. But you know, it's a gamble. Right now in this moment in time, prices are so expensive for traveling and for airlines. So just be aware that those are some things that you can do to potentially get a lower rate. And the last little hack is consider flying out of a different airport, an airport that's not as busy. Maybe instead of going into, there's a couple different airports in Rome, you can kind of check to see which airport might have a cheaper flight. But remember, you need to find out exactly where that airport is, because how long would it take you to get to your destination? These are just some things to consider as you're looking at the overall planning of your trip. And summer is almost here. It's super close. We're just a month away and people want to travel. And I'm sure you want to travel if you're watching this channel. And if you need help with anything, I am available. I am a travel agent and I've been booking a lot of people in Italy. A lot of people want to go to Italy and I've been booking a lot of those trips, and that's really fun. So if you need any help, please let me know. And thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if it's been helpful and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate that. Share it with your friends and let me know what you think. Where are you traveling this summer? Are you traveling anywhere fun and special? Let me know, because I'd love to hear about travel. So have a great day and ciao for now. Bye.